Hi everyone, my name is Ms. Nguyen. I'm one of the Bio Honors teachers at Mountain View High, and today I'm going to show you and walk you through how to set up your Bio Honors portfolio for your class. Okay, now the biggest reason why we're setting up a portfolio system is because we discovered that using Canvas can sometimes be a little bit finicky because occasionally Canvas sometimes goes down. And on top of that, once you submit things through Canvas, we found that oftentimes students have a hard time finding their materials for a given unit when they want to go back and review work. And this is really critical in bio honors because so much of our learning is iterative, meaning we go back to material over and over and over again. And often future units are reliant on past units. So this is why we want to make sure that all your documents are available in a central folder system, or at least accessible through a central folder system, so that if there's anything that happens, you can always know, oh, this is where my folder and this is where my files are for bio honors. Okay? So the first thing you want to do is you're going to open up your Google Drive for your MVLA account and then just sign in and then go to Google Drive. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to create a folder in Google Drive and name it BioH, then your name, and then your period. Okay? So I'm going to kind of walk you through that system. So I'm just going to go to Drive for my stuff. Okay? And then in my Drive, all I'm going to do is click New folder, and then I'll write BioH, my name. So you write your name, don't write your teacher's name, okay? You know what? I'm gonna use a fake name just to make sure you don't accidentally do something silly. All right, and period 2. Let's just say that's my period, okay? All right, so I have this folder now, and then I'm gonna open my folder. And then what I'm going to do is within my main folder, I'm going to create a bunch of subfolders. I'm going to create 11 subfolders for each unit, as well as for references that you may need for your class. Okay, so go ahead and in your folder, click New, and then click Folder, and then go ahead and pop in the names for each thing. The easiest way to do this is to use copy and paste. If you don't know how to copy paste, I think in here, instructions maybe somewhere. I think it's on the second page. I go over how to copy paste a little bit. All right. If not, just a heads up. So if you don't know how to copy paste using shortcuts on your computer, if you have an Apple computer, you're going to do Command C for copy and Command V, as in Venus, for paste. And if you have a Microsoft-based laptop or a Chromebook, then what you're going to do is you're going to use Control V for pasting and Control C for copying. Okay, so in this case, I'll do that. And in my folder, boom, I have my first folder there. And I'm just going to go ahead and create my further folders right now. Okay, so at this point, you should have your folders listed here. And then you can go ahead and if the folders are named in a weird order, I do reverse modification sometimes helps, or you can just list by name. And if you list by name, it should be pretty straight up and down, 0 through 10, okay? So anyways, at this point, now what you're gonna have to do is share your folder so your teacher has access to it. Now, there's a few special things you have to do when sharing your folder so your teacher has access. First, you need to give them access as a user, and then you need to get the link for your folder and then share it on Google Class or Canvas, whichever is the post that your teacher is using. Now, just a heads up, between myself and Mr. Smilo, we're going to use Canvas for almost everything, but occasionally we may need to use Google Class for something. Now, if we use Google Class for something, we will put a post on Canvas notifying you to go to Google Class for submission. So just a heads up, okay? I'm giving you this warning because at least for me, I'm going to have you submit your portfolio link through Google Class. But just a heads up, I will make a note on Canvas that you need to use Google Class, okay? So anyways, so what you're going to do is you're going to have to share. So you're going to find the share option and then share with your correct bio honors teacher. So if you're mine, you're going to look for Ann.Nguyen at MVLA. And if you're Mr. Smilo's, then you're going to look for David.Smilo at MVLA.net. Okay? So in this case, going to Maggie's folder here, I will click on the name of the folder and I will click share. And then when it shows up, if you're my student, you'll look for me. You'll click that, and then you'll give me editor access. If you're Mr. Smilo students, then again, you'll look for David Smilo, and then you'll give them editor access or viewer access. It actually doesn't really matter. But the biggest thing here is when you give your teacher access, deselect notify people. Please do not notify us. There's 150 students each of us have. So I have 150 students. Smilo has 150 students. Our email is going to go insane if all of you notify us. There's just no way our email and inbox can handle all of that. So just don't notify us. It'll show up in our shared folder link in our drive. Okay. So deselect notify people and then just share. Done. Okay. Whichever teacher it is. So if you're me, if you're my student, make sure to look for ann.nguyen@mvla.net. All right, so that's the easiest one. And if you did it correctly, you should now see two people, like a little two-person icon here. That's your share icon. You can either go back to share or click this icon now, because now what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get a link to your folder, okay? So if you click on that, down here, it will say restrict get link, okay? This link you can get by just copying the link. I think you can also use this link over here in the address bar, but personally for me, just copy your link in this button. That's the guaranteed link that will get you to your assignment. All right, so I copied my link, and now I'm going to go to the correct post that I need to submit my link. Okay, now this is going to be a little bit tricky depending on which system you're using. So if you're my student, I for sure am going to use Google Class, and there'll be a link on Canvas directly to the Google Class post. But if you're using Google Class, this is a different class thing where I have student access to. So just pretend this says portfolio folder link. But what you're going to do is you're going to click under the your work box. You're going to click add or create, and then you're going to type link, or you're going to select link here. And then you're just going to paste your link down here. Again, if you're Apple, use Command V. If you're Chromebook or other laptop, use Control V. All right, but I have my link. I'll add my link, and then when my work uploads, I should see the title here, and it is correct. It's BioH, and then the name of the person for this portfolio. All good. Then I'm going to select Turn In, and then I am done. Okay, that's what happens if you submit through Google Class. Just double check your work is submitted. So if you are submitting your portfolio through Canvas, then you're going to see a link or a button at the top of your Canvas post that says Submit Assignment. And all you simply do in this case is you'll click Submit Assignment, and you should have an option that allows you to share a link. So if you accidentally get this text entry box to be put here, if you see website URL as an option, I would choose that instead. And then you just simply copy paste your website in, or the link for your Drive portfolio into there, click Submit Assignment, and then they'll verify that this is the correct link that you want to submit, and then you're good. If for some reason that URL box is missing, then if there is a text entry box here, you can also copy paste your link here as well. However, if there's a website URL option for your Google Drive portfolio, I would pick that instead. So let's learn how to use our portfolio. So in your portfolio for every unit, there's a few things you have to do each time. One, every unit you're going to have notes that you're going to take. A lot of the time, the notes you're taking are going to be done digitally, meaning that you're going to watch a video either made by myself or Mr. Smilo and take notes on it. You have two options for taking notes, okay? You can do it on a Google document, a digital file, or you can use handwritten notes on binder paper and then take a picture or scan of your binder of your notes and then post them on in your portfolio folder. Either way, whether you use digital way of taking notes or you handwrite them, you need to make sure the file for your notes is in the appropriate unit folder. So for this unit, unit 1, you're going to make sure all your pictures of your notes or all your digital documents for your notes are under the Unit 1 scientific method folder, okay? So just a big one. Now, in addition, at the top of all your notes, you need to make sure the chapter number, the topic that's covered, not just the chapter number, the topic that is covered, and your name is at the very top of your notes, okay? So that way, when we're flipping through the documents, we know whose it is, because it doesn't always show up in the grading systems we use. All right, so when we save it, so we're going to save it under our folder, and then after it's saved under their folder, we're going to submit it. And generally speaking, you're going to be submitting your notes under Canvas. So I'll walk you through how this works, okay? All right, so now I'm in my Maggie Simpson's portfolio folder, and under Unit 6, she just uploaded her scan for her notes, okay? Now, just a heads up, if you're curious, this is what her scan for the notes looks like. It's very nice. Generally speaking, just double check it's legible. If you're unsure, I know this, you can zoom in and just make sure it's legible. I would maybe try to make sure the coloring helps darken the handwritten notes, but this is fairly legible. It's not too terrible. Okay? All right, just a heads up, by the way. Generally speaking, when you do annotations, my recommendation is to do it in a different color or use Post-its or have a special column for your annotations just to make it really clear that those are your annotations, meaning extra information that you looked up or that you got from the audio or something of your video for your notes, okay? So just a heads up. But anyways, going back to the portfolio folder, let me see if I can exit this cleanly. All right, here we go. So what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to rename your notes, okay? No matter what, if it's digital or a picture. And in this case, when we rename our notes, we wanna use this naming convention: notes, chapter number, or the topic, and then the name of the person. You don't have to do the full name, but at least the first name, just to make it easy in case we have a hard time finding it. So in this case, I'll write notes. It's on chapter 19.1 and 19.2. And the topic is viruses. And this is Maggie. Okay, so that is my notes. And now for my notes, I can then share it on Canvas. So going to the assignment post for your notes, all you're gonna have to do is, when you go to your assignment post, in this case, when we click Submit Assignments, because it is uploaded in the correct portfolio folder, I'm going to need to find my Google Drive folder and add file. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to select a Google Drive tab. And in that case, once the Google Drive tab loads, I can find my portfolio folder and then find the notes within it. Okay, so in this case, Maggie, it's Unit 6. These are my notes. Submit. All right. When you click the submit button, it'll let you see the file title before you finally fully submit your assignment. Then click this blue submit assignment to get it to be turned in. Okay? So that's your notes. Now let's go over worksheets, because worksheets are a whole different beast. So here's one of the issues we found out with Canvas. When we give you a copy of your worksheet to work on, it gets saved within a special Canvas system folder that you cannot move or organize or edit after you submit it. If you do, it'll mess things up. So in this event then, what we're gonna do is, if you get a file on Canvas or Google Class for a worksheet that you can edit within the system, meaning you can edit yourself, you didn't edit without making your own unique copy inside your own portfolio folder, then in this event, you're gonna have to get the link for your file before submitting it. So let me explain. So in your folder, you're gonna actually make a table of content file in every single folder for each unit eventually, okay? So this is the table of contents one, and this is gonna be a way for me to save my assignments for any given unit in a way that I can later access it if I wanna go back and look at it and study it, okay? So let me walk you through how I set this up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm in my folder here for the table of contents that I linked, and you shouldn't have editing access to it. If you can type in it, it's already your unique copy, but no, you're being actually sent to a template copy. So in this template copy that you shouldn't have edit access to, what you're going to do is you're going to make a copy of this entire file. All right. And then you're going to find your portfolio folder to put it inside. So just go to your portfolio folder. Sorry, I have a lot of files because this is my drive, and I'll find the portfolio folder. And in this case, it's for unit 1. So I'm just going to select this folder here and pop it in there. And then I can double check that this copy is made. So it's going to open up a copy that you can finally edit, but you can double check that it's there by going to your portfolio folder and checking that the copy is there. All right. Generally speaking, the whole copy thing is kind of ugly, so I always rename it by removing the copy thing and any weird parentheses and just throwing my name in there just to remind myself, hey, this is my copy. Okay. So now that I'm in my copy here, I'm going to make sure to write on the information here in case it, why am I saying Anne? This is Maggie Simpson's. To make sure that I have everything I'm supposed to have here. In this case, the unit is unit 1, and it's intro and scientific method. Okay? Now, what's going to happen is every time your teacher gives you a worksheet that opens automatically and is editable in Canvas, you're going to need to get the URL, the link for that assignment, and then pop it into the table of content for that unit. So after you submit the assignment, you still know where to find it and have access to it. So eventually, for our unit, you should have a lot of this filled up with links to assignments and poll goals you were given this unit, so that way you can go back and find it. You don't have to do this with any worksheets that are already in your folder or any notes that are already in your folder. You're only going to use this for worksheets that are given to you on Google Class or Canvas where you don't have your unique copy in your portfolio. Okay? So, anyways, here's a classic example. This is a political cartoon. Just pretend it's biology. All right, so when you click on the assignment where the teacher gives you a copy, it's going to look like this. There'll be like a little window where you can work on it, and I hate this window. It's just ugly, it's hard to view, it's hard to edit. So the easiest way to access that copy that you can work on is to click this link here, okay? And you should have editing access to this worksheet. So then you can work on it, all that good stuff. And then when you're ready, you're going to click the share link for this. And then you're going to copy the link for it. You can also probably copy this link up here. Now, when that's done and you have that link, you can go to your table of contents for your unit, write the date you did the work, and then write the title of the assignment. Make sure you don't just put the link, write the title of the assignment. So in this case, crowd political cartoon. Obviously, this is biology, so your assignments are going to be very science-namey. But in this case, we're going to highlight it, and then we're going to click Insert, and then put Link. Okay? Put the link here. All right. So in this case, now my link should send me directly to my own personal copy of the assignment for the future, even after I submit it for Google Class, in the event that I want to go back and check it against a key the teacher provided, or if I want to go back and just get information I need to study or use on a project. Okay? So my assignment is now all in here, and then at that point, I can submit my cartoon or my assignment, whatever it is. Okay? This is a little weird because I already pre-submitted it, but you just click submit and it should go in. Okay? So, anyways, that's the main way to use a portfolio. In the event you don't have an editable copy of your assignment, this will only happen in rare instances or in instances that Canvas goes down. Generally speaking, you should still have the ability to get access to your slate, or even, depending on your teacher, a whole folder with all your teacher's work uploaded into a folder system. Or the slate will have links on it to the assignment. So if Canvas goes down, you can still do your work for that day. Do not fret. So in this case, if you get a link to an assignment, kind of like the table of contents, where you can't edit it yourself, you can go ahead and make a copy of that assignment to the appropriate folder in your portfolio. And then once you have that copy, you can work on it and then submit it on Canvas whenever Canvas is back online or is functional. When that happens, when there is an issue with uploading something, there is a trick you can do, because the moment you make an assignment, it tells you the last modification date. So if you accidentally don't have lost access to Canvas, but you still uploaded it on time, you can go ahead and in your submission folder, when you upload something, you can write Canvas was down, check Google Drive time. And then this will make sure your teacher goes, it looks late. Oh, wait, no, they submitted it on time. It's in their portfolio at the correct date. And then when you submit it, it'll still count as on time. Okay? So just a heads up, if you have issues, this is a good backup system for still doing your work and making sure it's on time without panicking. All right. On that note, hopefully that helps you get a good idea of how the portfolio system will work. And good luck. Go ahead and work. And if you find any issues on this document that you think weren't clear or what there was a mistake on it, please let us know. And if you're still having issues making your portfolio, reach out to your teacher. All right. Good luck, you guys. Bye.